You know, hunger in video games is one of those things we usually ignore until it suddenly ruins your entire run. Like, yeah, sure, I'll manage my health bar, my stamina, my ammo. But now, my character's tummy's growling every 2 minutes. And if I don't feed them, they just straight up die? Thanks, game designers. But here's the thing. When it's done right, hunger mechanics can completely transform a game. They're not just about keep eating or you're dead. They can make survival feel desperate, meaningful, or even philosophical. So today we're diving into the most original, the most unique hunger systems in video games. Not just fill the bar with food. Nah, we're talking games that took hunger and made it the core of the whole experience. Before we dive in, quick question for you. What's the most painful or maybe the most fun hunger mechanic you've ever dealt with in a game? Drop your answers in the comments. I want to see your survival horror food stories. And hey, while you're here, don't forget the classic YouTube ritual. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. This is WolfLore Chronicles, where we break down the weird, the wonderful, and sometimes the downright painful mechanics in gaming. All right, let's eat, figuratively. Let's get into the best hunger systems out there. Let's start with the Long Dark. This game doesn't care about your feelings. It's you, the snow, and a stomach that is never satisfied. What makes its hunger system brilliant is how it's tied to everything else. Eat too little, your stamina tanks. You get tired faster, you freeze easier. You're basically one bad rabbit hunt away from righting your will. And food isn't just numbers on a bar, it's calories. You burn them by walking, chopping wood, carrying heavy stuff. It's almost like the game is your passive-aggressive gym trainer, reminding you ate 800 calories? Cute. But chopping firewood burned 1,000. Enjoy starvation. Players joke about living entirely off ketchup chips or dog food cans. And honestly, it feels authentic. The Long Dark's hunger makes survival not just a mechanic, but an entire lifestyle. You feel the dread of running out of food in a way few games manage. Now, if the Long Dark is grim realism, Don't Starve is the cartoon nightmare version. Here, hunger isn't just a stat, it's the title of the game. The devs looked at all other survival meters and went, nah, the only one that matters is don't starve. Food isn't just about keeping Wilson alive, it's about staying sane, avoiding monsters, and experimenting with recipes that sometimes make you feel like a medieval alchemist. Honey ham? Sure. Monster lasagna? Oops, you just poisoned yourself. What's unique here is that hunger isn't isolated. It's woven into insanity and health. Starve too much and your sanity drops. Lose your sanity, and suddenly shadow creatures are clawing your face off. So the hunger bar becomes this constant drumbeat of anxiety. Feed me or the game turns into hell. And the art style, cute Tim Burton vibes, just makes the horror worse. You're laughing at your starving bearded man, but also, you're crying inside. Okay, quick vibe shift. Because Valheim looked at hunger mechanics and said, what if eating wasn't punishment, but power up? In most survival games, if you don't eat, you die. In Valheim, if you don't eat, you're just kind of weak. But if you do eat, especially stacking different foods, you become a Viking demigod with triple health and stamina. And the beauty is in the variety. Simple raspberries keep you alive, but throw in serpent stew or lox meat pie, and suddenly you're a tank. The system flips the script. It's not about fear of starving, it's about reward for feasting. This changes how players feel about food. Instead of, ugh, I need to eat again, it's, let's cook up some sausages and destroy that troll camp. Valheim turned hunger into a celebration, a Viking potluck with murder as dessert. And honestly, that's genius game design. Now, if Valheim made eating a buffet of power, Project Zomboid is like a doctoral thesis on metabolism. This game does not just give you a hunger bar. Oh no, it gives you weight, nutrition, calories, vitamins, and it makes you feel like you're counting macros while zombies are chewing through your back door. Eat nothing but chips and ice cream? Congrats, you're overweight, your stamina sucks, and you'll probably die tired. Eat nothing at all? Your character gets weak, loses muscle, and eventually, the game gives you the dreaded starving status. Your health just melts away. What makes it so original is the long-term consequence. In most games, hunger is a short-term eat-or-die mechanic. In Zomboid, it's more like, sure, you live today, but in 3 weeks, you'll pay for your bad diet. It's horrifying because it feels like real life, and the community loves it. People flex about surviving 6 months on cabbage soup, like it's some kind of nightmare Michelin star challenge.
Bun, skillets, piping hot, nicely toasted, so it's not going to go soggy. Lightly oil your cast iron pan. Burger, in. A great sear gives a great flavour. Flip, 30 seconds each side, and then into the oven. 8 minutes later, roll it around those juices. Burger on. Delicious. That is how you make...
All right, buckle up, because Pathologic 2 doesn't just make hunger a mechanic, it makes it a statement. This game is not about winning, it's about suffering, and hunger is the sharpest knife in that wound. Your hunger bar in Pathologic isn't just eat or die. It rises insanely fast, food is scarce, and prices skyrocket every single day. So when you finally find a loaf of bread, you don't just think, nice, calories. You think, do I eat this? Or do I trade it to save someone else? Or do I sell it and maybe buy medicine? It's brutal. Hunger here isn't just gameplay, it's storytelling. It's about being powerless, desperate, making compromises you hate. And the game makes sure you feel that weight. Players describe it as the most stressful hunger system ever made. And honestly, they're right. It's less about not starving and more about how much are you willing to suffer just to keep going one more day? It turns survival into moral horror. And that's something almost no other game dares to do. Now, if Pathologic 2 is about emotional trauma, Green Hell is about pure, raw biology. This game said, you know what's fun? Macronutrients. And it actually works. You don't just eat to fill a bar. You need the right balance of fats, proteins, carbs, and hydration. Ignore one of them, and your body starts falling apart. Too much protein? You get sick. Not enough fats? Say goodbye to your stamina. Forget water? Well, enjoy hallucinating while a jaguar eats your face. The genius here is how it makes the jungle itself the enemy. Every berry, every nut, every frog is a gamble. And the system pushes you into this constant rhythm of experimenting, learning, failing, until you start to understand the ecosystem like a real survivalist. It's not about hunger anymore. It's about understanding nutrition. Green Hell makes you feel like Bear Grylls with a spreadsheet, and honestly, that's kind of amazing. Not every game treats hunger as eat or die. Some games flip the whole idea on its head. Take Valheim, which we already talked about. It rewards feasting instead of punishing starvation. But it's not alone. In The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, cooking turns hunger into creativity. You're not just filling a bar, you're experimenting. Sometimes you get a powerful stamina meal, sometimes you get dubious food, which looks like a censored nightmare stew your mom begged you not to eat. It's hilarious, and it makes food a sandbox mechanic, not a punishment.
Yo, yo, yo! Ah!
Or look at Monster Hunter. Every hunt starts with a meal that gives you buffs, resistances, and sometimes funny little animations. It's a ritual. Food becomes part of the story, not just survival. It's less about staying alive and more about sharing a meal before facing death, which is beautiful in its own way. And of course, hunger mechanics have birthed countless memes. The Minecraft sound, iconic. The way your hunger bar drops just from sprinting for 3 seconds, painfully relatable. Or Don't Starve, where players meme about Wilson eating monster meat like it's Taco Bell at 3 a.m. Even in The Sims, hunger has become a running joke. We've all trapped a sim in a pool or a kitchen, just to watch them slowly starve. Don't lie. It's gaming's guilty little secret. Hunger systems are funny because they exaggerate what we all know in real life. Being hungry sucks, and games somehow manage to make that suckage entertaining. At the end of the day, hunger mechanics aren't just about realism. They're about emotion. In the long dark, hunger makes you feel fragile. In Don't Starve, it makes you feel anxious. In Valheim, it makes you feel powerful. In Project Zomboid, it punishes your bad habits long term. In Pathologic 2, it makes you question your morality. In Green Hell, it makes you respect nature. Each of these systems takes the same basic idea. Keep your character fed, and spins it into something totally different. And that's why hunger mechanics are so fascinating. They're not just numbers on a bar. They're storytelling tools, emotion engines, ways of making you feel what your character feels. And honestly, that's game design at its best. So the next time you're cursing at your hunger bar, draining too fast, or laughing as your character eats raw meat for the 50th time, remember, hunger in games is never just about food. It's about what that food means. And whether it's ketchup chips in the long dark, frog soup in Green Hell, or monster lasagna in Don't Starve, one thing is for sure, in video games, as in life, you either eat or you get eaten. Thanks for watching, drop a like if you enjoyed, and tell me in the comments, what's your favorite hunger system in gaming? And hey, don't forget to grab a snack before you starve in real life.
ポトフの出来上がり